There are many animals, but perhaps for the human beings is blessed with some special quality of speaking in any language which are distinct in the words and the sentences. But it doesn't mean that animal doesn't talk, doesn't communicate to each other. They communicate in their own body languages and in their own ways of communicating. A dog is barking, so there are some meaning of it. Either dog is barking for some conflict between the other dogs for the food, or sometimes there are some occupation of the territory by the other dog in this way. But when there are some conflict between the man and animal, this talking is very important. So let's imagine that they have the talking power, animals. In such cases, what would have the talk to us, human being? Because day by day, we are developing ourselves. And in the name of the developings, we are capturing their habitat and they are just squeezed in a very small areas. So in this way, their hunting opportunities getting reduced drastically. And at the same time, the human being are becoming cruel day by day. The babies of the animals are brutally killed because of just they create the so-called nuisance. It's a quite natural when there are some puppies which are very small, when they just cry. But there are some people who seems to be aristocrat and living in the multi-storied flat in the big metropolitan cities. They cannot bear the sound. And instead of giving food, they pour the warm water. So this kind of the cruelty animal must have protest if they had the voice. If they had the voice, they would have protest the human being. Please give some space for us also. Give some space for the nature also, so that peacefully we can coexist with the animal. And for the animal, for the animal like us, who do not have the humanity, we should take care that whatever trees are felled, because in the name of the development, we must replenish many times, multiple times of those trees which were cut for the constructions of the road, for the constructions of the multi-storied. This is the need of the hour. And if animal would have the voice, they could have protest about this and they could have demand about this to reinstate the natural habitat for all so that everyone coexist peacefully. Had the voice, they could have tell the human being that never destroy any creatures. Because it was a tested type of thing what happened in the Great Qin famine when the Mao Zedong, the ruler of China, decided to kill all the sparrow because somebody commented that it is the sparrows which are consuming the lot of the paddy from the field. What did he do? He just ordered his people to kill all the sparrow. What did their people do in the evening? When it's the time for the birds to rest in the branches of the trees, they just try to beat the drum in the high sound. Those sparrows, what happened? Within a year, the number of the sparrow was reduced drastically. They thought that now there will be the bumper crop. But instead, what happened? They never thought about the idea. The sparrows are not only eating the paddy, at the same time they are eating the other insects and the locust particularly. So when the sparrows were reduced drastically, there was no eater of the locust. And locust populations grown up by leaps and bounds. And with the swarm of the locust, the most of the paddy field got vanished. And there was the food shortage in China. And it was the man-made famine in China. So we need to take the lesson from that great experience of the Chinese people. There is need of peaceful coexistence. Imagine if all the bees are vanished, honeybees, all the insects are vanished, who will do the pollinations? And without pollinations, no crop will be developed. So, thinking about this, humankind that can take the good decision, which is good for all. And the animal, they know. In some extent, they have the better intelligence than us. Many animal, they know if any natural disaster is coming from the ant-hole. You can see sometimes that they are coming with their eggs because they know something abnormal might be happen. Maybe it's a flood, maybe it's sometimes other disaster. So we can take the lesson from them. And if animal would have the capability of expressing themselves to mankind, we could have understand and could have got this information beforehand for any natural disaster. And sometimes you observe the dog or the cat, they cry. And after that, many people experience that something is happening, something has happened that was not at all desired. So in this way, we can get the prior informations of any untoward things which might happen in our life. So this will be helpful. So in this way, the animal and the human communication continues. It will be beneficial for both us and we, the human king. We claim to be the greatest, we claim to be the very greatest creatures in this world created by God. We must be very much thankful to the animals, and we behave in a human nature to those animals to protect them. Otherwise, we will not be protected. So this is all about what would happen if animal would have the power of the speaking, communicating. Thank you.